Hi, this is Dale O'Shills, pastor of Church of the Redeemer. Thanks for joining me again for devotion time. So glad that you've been a part of this week. And we're going to wrap up this week continuing to talk about our heart condition, what's going on inside of us, down in our soul, our heart, our lives. One of the things that really I think affects a lot of people when it comes to their heart is bitterness, a bitter heart. Maybe you've bitten into something before that's very bitter. You know that sort of that response of your body to want to reject that very thing that's causing bitterness to you. Well, it's true in our soul and our spirit that when bitter things get inside of us, it wreaks havoc in our soul and our lives. And there are a lot of people who are walking around with significant amounts of bitterness inside of them, bitterness toward people, sometimes even bitterness toward God, bitterness about things that have happened to them, and this bitterness is doing them absolutely no good. It's actually affecting them in a very adverse, very negative sort of way. That's why the Bible teaches us in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 15, that we're to be careful about bitterness. Notice these words, and make sure no one lives with a root of bitterness sprouting within them, which will only cause trouble and poison the hearts of many. One of the reasons that bitterness is so troubling is because it not only affects us, but it spreads through us to other people. Have you ever been around a bitter person before and they begin to spout their bitterness, and before long you feel as though you've been soiled by their bitterness, that you've become a partaker of their poison? That's why you and I need to be careful with our bitterness, because it not only affects us and it adversely destroys our life, but it also affects other people around us. Take a look at what Paul the Apostle wrote in Ephesians chapter 5, verses 31 and 32. And this is the key to getting rid of bitterness. You've got to let it go. Notice this: get rid of all bitterness, rage, anger, harsh words, and slander, as well as all types of evil behavior. Instead, be kind to each other, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, just as God in Christ has forgiven you. The key to getting rid of bitterness is release, letting go of it. To get to that point that you're saying, I'm not going to hold on to this root any longer. I'm not going to hold on to my grudge any longer. I'm not going to hold on to unforgiveness any longer. I'm letting go. I'm putting it in God's hands. Can I encourage you today to make the choice to let go of bitterness, release it, get it out of your heart. It's not doing you any good. It's spoiling other people around you. And I will tell you, there's a better way to live than being bitter.